Yo, yo, my sovereigns, what up? This is Boba Fett, uncensored on the internet, with episode 51 of Splinterlands 101. Joining us once again, co-host of the show, finest gentleman who ever lived, Matt Clark.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Here's Matt Clark. He's one of the finest gentlemen that ever lived.
And Geo Tricks.
I'm just here for the Costco fuel. Hey.
Welcome. So how's the week been?
Welcome.
It's been good. Roaring 20s just came second in our guild brawl.
Okay.
So we've haven't had a second place finish in probably a year. So it's nice. Tier 3 might be emptying out. Some of the better competitors shifting up to Tier 4. We'll be there soon though if we keep winning this many crowns. So we're probably only, I'd say, maybe 10 days away from, if we can, well, maybe we could get in by, it'd be good to start the year in Tier 4. Happy New Tier. That'll be a fun little promo within the guild chat. Happy New Tier, everyone. So that's pretty great. I've been buying our guild setup is a little bit different where you actually buy your seat.
Yeah.
Then you own it. So they're trusting me to honour that, but I certainly have. And I put the offer out there of 300,000 dark energy crystals. They originally bought them for 100,000, but now that the game's progressed, we've won a lot of crowns. The guild is now, it's harder to get these seats. So I offered 300,000, hoping I would get one of the people who was more of an investor than a player to maybe sell up, so I can put a competitive brawler in there, because we're just kind of struggling to fill that last one or two frays, and with people who are willing to rent enough cards to really get themselves over the line and get those few extra wins. Just trying to squeeze a bit more out of it. But unfortunately, one of the guys who put his hand up and said, "Actually, I'll take that for the I'll take that money for my seat." He was actually a really good brawl competitor. So I'm like,
oh no.
All right. So now might have just made it harder on myself, but anyway, when you go up to Tier 4 brawls, we go from 18 to 21 frays, and you still only have 30 people in the guild. So we're going from it's a substantial increase in the decrease in the number of people who can sit in a seat and not compete, I guess is what I'm saying. We can only sort of have 9 that are just coasting without competing instead of having 12. So
and each member can only fill one fray.
That's right. So
each
if
account,
people aren't willing, but what I'm sort of thinking is there are people who believe that a seat in a max level guild is obviously, I'm one of them, obviously is valuable, but they don't want to necessarily brawl right now. And so what I'm trying to field is the idea that you can put in a sub account who will play on your behalf and increase the value of your seat, because the sooner we get to Tier 4, then the sooner we upgrade buildings and the like, we get the crowns. So that's going to help us. If I bump out, whoever the investor is, and put in a ringer who's gonna brawl, then we all win. And then at any point, the owner can just say, sold my seat to whoever, or swap me back in, I want to start playing again, or whatever the case may be. So just means I've got to keep better records, I guess, on which seat is actually owned by an investor, but just as a player in there at the moment. So anyway, we'll get there. Nobody said that running a guild would be easy. I never originally put my hand up to do it, but when 007 just sort of had a little nervous breakdown and took off, I just said, well, just cometh the hour, cometh the man, and made myself leader. And
You still hear
here
from
we
him?
are. No, he's gone. He's wind. Dust in the wind.
He sent me that silver steam round, so I'll always remember that.
Yeah.
wow.
Didn't want any money for it. He just sent it because I wanted to buy some rounds. Who's got some for sale? And he just sent me one. He says, "Here you go."
That's awesome.
Yeah. He used to do give away silver rounds at the meetups too. The Adelaide meetups. We do a game of bingo, and the winner would get a not a Steam branded silver round, just from his own personal collection. Fantastic guy. I really miss him. He and I were really good close friends, but he just hit the wall and had nothing left to give. Yeah. I kept saying
out
to
of
him,
the
look at
crypto scene.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, yeah, he's not even. I don't think he's even in Australia anymore. He took off to Thailand and then just I
Haven't
don't know.
heard.
Yeah, he just
Right.
vanished. So, like naturally, I hope he's still alive and I hope he's doing well. But
Yeah.
don't know what happened there. So
Yeah.
yeah, good bloke. But this is why I say to a lot of people, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Don't just
Mhm.
arrive and it's not just throw your money on the roulette wheel and hope you win. Right? We're not gambling here. I mean, all
Yeah.
investment is gambling in a way, but arrive and then be sparing with your projects. Don't just jump on everything. That was one thing. Twice a week, you'd go, "Oh, I've got this new scheme. I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this." And I'm like, "Dude, you've just given yourself another 20 hours a week of work to do. That might be huge, might have a massive payoff down the road, but you're signing up to an extra 20 hours a week. You need to be more guarded with your leisure time than that, because otherwise you're going to burn out and hit the wall." And that's exactly what he ended up doing. So. Anywho, so that was big for us for Roaring 20s. Land claims going now, and
Did you
going
get,
well.
because green's all gone, so did you get what you wanted?
I did. So just looking at the map, we got the Roaring 20s got 31. We got 21, 31.
Oh, really? I've got 20.
33. 30.
Oh, I've got a plot in 20.
You've got a plot in 20, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So I'm right on
one
the
of our
coast
guys,
and right on the border of your land.
that's right. One of our guys, Michael B, he owns a region as well, a little bit further down. I forget which one is his, but he owns, maybe he grabbed 24. I think he grabbed 24. So Wacko Jacko grabbed 21. He has a couple of plots in 20 as well, Michael B. So
Okay.
he'll be a nice close neighbour within the region. But yeah, we got 21, 31, 32, 33, 34. Now, 35 was grabbed by a fella called Digit Spin. He's not in our guild. He's the guy who made the little miniatures. You know, the Furious Chicken, Dr. Blight miniatures.
No.
So I've never spoken to him before, but he bought that region.
Okay.
I claimed that region, and then I got 36 and 37 for myself personally. Then 38 was grabbed by, he reached out to say hi in ASCII Meta. I think he reached out to say hi in Discord.
I've heard of that name.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. And then 40 went patchwork. So that's what I call with there's multiple owners, right? So the only regions in all of the Broken Lands that actually went patchwork, as in going to multiple owners, were 21. Sorry, no, was it 22? I think it was 22 and 40. They were the only ones. So everything else was snapped up by individual whole region owners. And what was just crazy was 23 got claimed by, I believe it was Gank. It's GANK. He's a bit of a trouble stirrer in Discord and in maps.
No, he's great.
But then 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, I think was all grabbed by Dave McCoy's Team Possible guild and pools. So I'm not sure how many were pooled there, but the Roaring 20s actually had 30 loose plots that I bought into his pool back in the day. We had a bit more dark energy crystals than we needed. I thought, how am I going to invest these? I'll just buy land with them. So we actually ended up with, because a lot of our land isn't close to that volcano now, so we ended up with 30 of the plots in region 29, which is right there, right between the border between that sort of three-way border there. Yeah, so we've got 30 plots there. So if we need something of a foothold, then that's something that we can do. But it's hard because the guild owns them. It's not one individual. So I'm very, very happy with it. I've sort of been poring over this map a lot over the last little while. Also, on top of my two regions, I had 128 loose plots. So I figured, well, the maths works out nice to grab 21 plots in each of the other territories. So I grabbed 21 plots in region 8 up there in the pristine northwest, and I'm hoping to get somewhere fairly central in the lands of prosperity. Grab another clump of 21 plots. So I essentially want to have a clump of 21 pretty much everywhere, close to every spot on the map in case there's anything that I need to get to or want to deal with. So Yeah, so if I claim, I've got another 107 to go. So if I claim, I can claim 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, and then I'm done. But I just need to keep looking at the map until it's all sorted. But we've been stalled now at 43 for probably 24 hours, I reckon, offhand. Nobody, the next available region's 43, and no one's really dived on it. I think
We're waiting for dragons.
I'm thinking if previous experience is anything to go by with how quickly those central ones went in the Broken Lands, I'm kind of feeling like the closer you get to the volcano, the more the FOMO kicks in. And I think there's a lot of people who've got a single region and they're determined to be right close to the center of the map. And they're going to be watching. And I think we might be in the doldrums for a while now, because unless somebody wants coastal 44, 45, 46, 47, they're even farther from the center. So if that's what's really required, we might be waiting until single plot claims, track claims, slowly fill up those regions before they get taken. Or they might get people get impatient. They go, I'll forget about it. I'll just claim my region now. But it's fascinating, the psychology of it. And I really hope, sorry?
What's wrong with the coast?
No, but that's the thing. I'm glad I specifically deliberately got one on the coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. What I'm saying is 43 is a little bit inland. That's the one we're stuck on at the moment. If others want the coast, then 44, 45, 46, and 47 should go reasonably quick, right?
Yeah.
But if they don't, and it's all about how close we are to the center, depending on the psychology of it, and there's a very different psychology between people who own 2 regions and people who own 1, because with 1, you've got to try and get everything that you want.
Yeah.
There's a lot of compromise. Yeah. If you have multiple, if you have 2, you can sort of say, okay, I want 1 on the coast and I want 1 near the middle, and or I want them both next to each other, or I want them in different regions, different territories. Sorry.
You have options when you have multiple.
Yeah. The options are. The options are, like I say, more if you have 2 regions. But I find that's what I was going to say. Nate dropped some eye candy that was nicer, pristine Northwest land visual. So when Pristine Northwest sold out, or not sold out, I mean they're already sold, but all got claimed. He dudded up. He dropped a more high definition map of what had happened, of what it all looks like, and the like.
Yeah.
And it's. I'm kind of hoping he's going to do that for the Broken Lands too, but we just have to wait and see. You guys claimed anywhere, anything? Where are you at?
Yeah, well, so I wanted, like, when 20 came up, I thought it's on the coast, because in real life, like on the coast, it's like has its advantage. Or if you're playing Civilization, you always want your cities on the coast, right? So many benefits: land and sea, ships, and also the other reason 20, like, because I knew you were going to like snap up everything in the green in Earth, so I thought, well, here I'm on the coast and I'm bordering you. So I thought, okay, I want to grab a plot, because I've got 2 plots. Thanks, one for you there, Matt. So I wanted to grab something in 20, and that's when it hit me. And that's when I reached out to you on Discord. It's like, how do I claim? How do I claim? I have no idea. So yeah, thanks for that. I didn't even like think of like clicking on items. I just didn't occur to me. So yeah, I grabbed 20. So I got 1 left, and Geo wants something in the Dragon Lands there. So we're going to try and coordinate it once it's in there. When Geo's ready to grab. Pick on Geo.
I just want a single plot at 81 in region 81. Right there.
So we're going to try and coordinate it together. So we got two plots side by side.
Yeah.
The easy way to do that would be for one of you to send your plot to the other guy, and then he just claims them both in one transaction.
Yeah.
We can just jump on signal. We'll just jump on. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, that's fine, and they'll be in the same block. But if they're not in the same transaction, you won't get that guarantee. That probably won't matter at the rate this is going. But if they're in the same transaction, not just in the same 3-second block, then you know that they're going to be right next to each other. They'll definitely be bordering each other. So if that's really important to you guys, it's very easy, Bob. Just send Geo your plot.
I'll even send Bob my plot. I don't mind.
Whichever works. And we were talking about that with the 20s, that, you know, since we want to all be in a clump, let's, you know, and regions, it's the value of a house, man. I mean, we like each other, but there's trust, and then there's trust. There's also, you never know if somebody's been hacked, and the hacker's just waiting for the right moment for the wallet to fill up. So we also, even if we trust each other, we all send, you know, if everyone sent their regions to me, and I've got somebody there who's, you know, who's got my active key and he's waiting for his time to strike, and goes, oh, well, this is cool. Matt's got 7 regions. I guess I'll steal all his stuff now. That's no fun for anyone. So, but if it's just a single plot, the risk is absolutely minuscule.
There's no trust issues with Geo, none at all. So,
but I've had some DMs from this Brazilian girl, and she's speaks Portuguese great and English okay, but she's got a few plots, but trying to work out when to claim and how, and how do you choose? Couldn't understand how do you choose where you are on the map? And I'm saying, well, you don't choose your spot, you choose your moment, you choose your time, and that chooses your spot. You know, it's kind of a difficult thing to translate, I suppose, to get across a difficult concept. But I think they've done really, really well. Well, there's always going to be feedback, and we're a long way from the end of the process, but I think I really like the way it's gone so far, not just because I got the 2 regions that I wanted.
I think it would be nice if someone can make up a interface, because like when I said to you, okay, I've claimed my plot, how do I check it? How do I confirm it? Like, what do I do? And you sent me that link, and I clicked on the link, and all that text came up. You know, it's like one of those errors that you get on a web page, or something's not working right. Yeah. Like, well, what's this? And he said, no, that's it. That's all it is. But it's got like Boba Fett, region number.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can see your own stuff if you click in the top right there. You can see a list of your own plots in a couple of different views.
Click other.
The screen you're on at the moment, there's like a map and then a grid and then some lines. So you can click through different options there. I don't know who's screen sharing there, but yeah, so that shows you that's your actual plot that's claimed, where it is. Yeah, so that's telling you the exact location of where it is.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So
and you can actually
20,
have it in
tracked to plot 76.
That's right, yeah. And if you go on the other tab, it gives you like for people like me who have a substantial amount, you've got that one listed there. Whereas I've got a whole heap to cycle through. So I don't want to see that. I don't want each plot to be a rectangle that takes up most of my screen. Yeah. So so that's the view I'll spend probably a lot of time in. But yeah, so you can see all your own stuff. That link I sent you is to the API that will tell you other people's plots. Right, there's no friendly way there's no user friendly way at the moment to look up an account name and find out what they own, if any, or what they've claimed, if any. So if you want to know, has Neil McSpadden claimed yet, you can just pull that up and have a look. I should check him actually. I know he's got 2 regions as well, but I don't know if he hasn't mentioned it on.
Is Lumley the name of the region?
Yes, yeah, that's the current name. But there's a good chance that will be changeable at some point in the future with a majority vote of landholders. So it might be a supermajority required or something like that to change the name. And so that will be a reason to own plots. Is if you already have say 200 or 300 plots in a region, you might decide, well, I really want this region to be named this. I've got a group together. We're a block. We're all keen on this name. Hey, if everybody just buys another 2 plots each, then we'll have enough. We'll have a majority or a supermajority or whatever it turns out to be to change the region name. So naturally, if you own a whole region, then you just call it what you like.
Yeah. All right.
I sent you my plot.
I saw that. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So you just stay on the ball, because I'm not going to be responsible if we miss 81. So
hey, dude, it's okay.
Just
I'm sure there's others.
Ring me at 2 o'clock in the morning and go, whoa, we're up to 81, quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the first couple of nights, I really did struggle. I'd lie there and go to sleep, and then, try to go to sleep. But I know that it doesn't take long. You know, with the Broken Lands, we literally saw 10 regions go in the space of 3 minutes, 2 minutes.
Wow.
They all just got claimed. It was ridiculous how quick it was. And I think it was because we got close to the center. And I can see it happening again with the Lands of Prosperity. When we get right up, back up again to the center, I reckon you'll find all those regions that we can see in Lands of Plenty.
60,
yeah,
35,
well, especially the ones
yeah.
to the right there towards the center. I reckon they're going to get grabbed real quick. And there are people complaining, and reasonably so, that if you want to, if you've only got a few plots, then you can only claim in the current open region. And in the meantime, the region holders just go claim, 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 claim. And all of these then most high value, at least as far as we're aware, central regions, there was never an opportunity for somebody with a plot to get in there. But there will be plenty of opportunities to swap plots. I don't think many region holders will be planning to do it until the land surveying's done. Because nobody wants to swap plots with somebody and then find out that they've swapped out the castle.
Yeah.
And you've got 999 plots, and there's one over here that guy that you chatted to in Discord briefly, he now owns the castle right in the middle of your region, and you've got every one of your plots has to pay him tribute every time they use the. Yeah, it's an absolute nightmare. You'd be a laughing stock, and rightly so. So the region holders are adamant that they don't want to do that until they know where their castles and keeps are, which makes sense. But once land's surveyed, then like for like, I'm quite sure there'll be a lot of that mixing and going on, particularly as we learn more about transport and the way that might work when it's added to the game.
So in our case, like Geo specifically wants 81. We might
or
be
69 or 75.
All right.
I think 69 is going to be popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might be waiting for that. And then, like you just said, suddenly just 70, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, just gone.
Well, that's what I think. I think you should expect that, to be honest. And there's really nothing that you can do to prevent it. Because, like I say, if you look at the regions that went what I'm calling patchwork, not owned by a single region holder, they look at it 22 and 40. You're still quite a long way from that center. And I didn't pay much attention with Pacific Northwest, but none of them are really close, what you'd call close to the center anyway. So it's an exciting time though, Land. I think there are going to be people in the years to come who go, wow, so you were actually there when the Pretoria was being claimed. People are actually doing their land claims. What was that like being there back then? So anyone who's arrived in the last year or so and they're like, oh, I wish I was an OG, trust me, 90% of people who end up playing this game are going to call you an OG because you were here now when you could actually claim at a specific time and get a specific plot. It'll be unheard of.
I'm still spewing that I was AWOL when like the land first came out to buy, because I had that FIFO job in Perth, the archaeology on the Swan River settlement. And I came back, and also the hard fork as well. Like I came back and it's like suddenly I've got this account called Hive, and I've got all this Hive in it. And I think Hive was triple the cost of Steam or something after the hard fork. And of course, all my Steam was powered up, so therefore all my Hive was powered up. It was just like, oh wow, look at all this. Then jumped in Discord and heard what's going on. It's like, oh, okay, so I need to sell my Steam, not my Hive. Yeah. But I missed out.
Yeah, it was crazy times.
Whole chunk, of stuff. Because like where we were, we actually had no internet. So anytime I wanted the internet, I was hotspotting from my phone, and I was going through gigabytes. Because it's 2 weeks in Perth, 2 weeks Melbourne, and just it's the bored shitless type stuff. I was like watching stuff on streaming on the internet, which eats into your data as well. So it wasn't much time for Hive or Splinterlands. And I came back and like everything just like, wow, I've missed out on this.
It's all changed. That was such a fascinating time to live through. I'd love to see somebody make a TV series about just how that all worked. And it was like living through a really, really well scripted, dramatic, like almost a action thriller adventure. Like we had no idea what was going on, but you're not just watching it happen. Like Elon Musk could be a similar sort of deal, right? The this elusive billionaire comes and takes over, and what's he going to do? And everybody's talking about it. And all that. Yeah, but it was similar sort of, and I obviously got a lot more affection than I do for Elon Musk than I do for Justin Sun. But the parallels are, it was that similar type of time. But you could have a real effect on the outcome if you've got steam powered up. Who you vote for, the witnesses that you're personally voting for, could be the difference between this guy taking control of our chain or not, or us fending off the attack.
Yeah.
Now, ultimately, what happened, I think, was the best thing that could have happened, because we got rid of all of that baggage and started our own thing that was decentralized from the start. And I think that positioned us nicely. And I know Vitalik Buterin has mentioned a couple of times that the way that was an excellent demonstration of the
community.
Yeah, but also the
of Hive,
delegated
the
proof
platform.
of stake, with the DPoS concept, because it hadn't been tested, it hadn't been battle tested. It was theoretical, and now we've got an example of this actually happened. People always say, well, what about with DPoS? What happens if one person comes and they buy up enough of a voting stake that they can do whatever? And it's always been, well, if we can't fend them off with, the remaining communities can always fork. And it just seemed like an abstraction. But now that it's happened for real, we've got the example to point to and say, no, this is exactly what happens, because nobody else is going to try that again, right?
Yeah.
No one is going to go, oh, I'm going to try and take over Hive. I'll just buy a few million Hive power, and then I'll vote in my own sock puppet witnesses, because they've seen that we're more than willing to fork.
Yeah.
And so that's a discouragement to actually do it. They're chasing shadows. There's nothing you can grab because you can't buy a community. But that was a fascinating time to live through.
Yeah. Well, what about in the next peak of the next bull run? Why don't we just fork again so we can just double our money?
Doesn't quite work that way. That we could fork our tokens, but that wouldn't be forking the value of them. We could double our tokens, but it wouldn't double the value of them.
Hive plus.
Yeah.
Hive 2.0, and then we all sell our Hive, and because
like the movie franchise where they've just done it to death, Fast and the Furious, but hey, people keep buying tickets, so
milking
I don't know, let's do one on a submarine.
Like Police Academy, like that was one of the classics, but then by the time Police Academy, was it 6 or 7, or it was just shit.
Cash cows. But I think they eventually get to the point where they go, look, how bad do we have to make these movies before they stop buying tickets to come and watch? Eventually they find out, but it's a fun ride getting there.
Yeah. I've actually just started watching House of the Dragon, which is the HBO spin-off from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 episodes in. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Did you watch Game of Thrones?
Oh, hell yes. I read the book first. Yeah. So I read all the books, and then it's amazing. The first 2 seasons were so true to the book. Apart from sometimes where there were multiple characters in the book, they combined one character in the TV show did the things that 3 different characters in the book did.
Yeah.
But by the end of the show, it was so different. It was like, Arya didn't get married off. It was Sansa, and like there's just so many changes towards the end. I just had to accept the fact it's a different show. If you want to hold true to the book, you're going to be disappointed. Another classic like that, I've read all of Frank Herbert's Dune books. Absolutely amazing, freaking amazing. And there's been so many movies and TV shows of Dune. None of them come close. None of them even come anywhere near the books. So
but I think that there are things like that, Game of Thrones, Star Wars, and the like. They're really, I guess, a testament to the way that lore done well can be absorbing and engrossing. And we've had Javasu on the show a couple of times.
Got to get him back. We've got to get him back.
Yeah, we've got to get him back.
Reach out. You're the HR manager.
But I mean,
we love George.
What do we do when there's 100,000 guys like him who barely even play the game, but they get together and they discuss lore, and they have D&D campaigns set in Pretoria, and if you do the law right, it can become a universe of itself, and then that absolutely supports the economy underneath it. But instead of buying an action figure and that goes to LucasArts, because they've got the right, and Hasbro and whoever else. Instead, it's like, well, I love this story. I'm going to buy a Crustacean King. Well, they've got to buy it off me, right? Because I have a Crustacean King, and so it's decentralizing the value that comes into to the ecosystem because of the lore, because of the stories that are being told.
You're
They do it
right.
right.
I reckon ranked play is like the Blitz version of what a greater Splinterlands game could become.
Yeah, I'm still stuck on like D&D style Pretoria campaigns. It's like, yeah, wow, yeah.
It could give birth to another game, where it's literally like you have to be clicking things and using your brain for so many scenarios and all that, where a bot just couldn't do that. It'd take so long to program every single thing, so.
And you could do D&D online, like with a global community. And then people like George Givassel, like he would be a sought after dungeon master, like you could get your reputation as a lore master. Just wow. You just blew my mind again, Matt. Just opened up a whole new universe of possibilities. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, imagine they're streaming it as well, or even, okay, just throwing it out there, a 360-degree camera, VR video camera, set up where they're streaming that of guys sitting around a table, maybe Aggroed and Yabba and Weirdbeard and Neil and whoever else is in that sort of chunk of the world, and they're all playing. And when Neil rolls and he comes across an orc, a stone splitter orc, then there could be people in the community give him suggestions on what to do. He's got Discord open, and we're all watching them play, and we're like, oh, an orc, hang on, stone splitter orc, he's got retaliate. Hey, you should do this, right? And then Neil's got this streaming list of ideas, people saying, here's what you should do, and he's like, oh, this is a good idea. Yeah, I'll give him I'll throw that herb that I found earlier that I know is like pungent, toxic. I'm going to throw that at him to blind him because he's too strong, and I need to, whatever. So it's like as a group, we're all playing, but focused through these guys who are sitting there in real life. And I could be sitting here with my VR headset on, as if I'm completely there, completely immersed in this world, in this room. And at the same time, you need to be able to touch type. I'm touch typing as well to say, here's my suggestion of what Neil should do. We're at the very tip of the iceberg of what we can actually do here. There's some very, very creative people that care about this project and this space. So I think we're for a lot of fun.
That's the cool thing about this, right? Like there's so much possibilities, right? And we haven't even touched the surface of what can be done or what has been done. This is still new. When you really think about it, of what's being done and how many people in the community say this can be done in a different way, and everyone just joins together, there's so much more that can be had. And it just proves to me that this project has room to grow. That's what it means to me. The more options, more opportunities, and there's just so many minds behind just wanting more, right? Like just really quenching, like really wanting more.
And too, there's that extra incentive where, I'm part of the Star Wars fandom, for example. I'll just wait for the next movie to come out, and sure, I'll go and buy a ticket or whatever. But I'm not personally individually trying to build the Star Wars universe because I'm just a customer. But here, I'm an investor, right? So I'm going to be applying my skills and expertise and attention and what have you to A, thinking up really cool stuff, and then B, actually building it because I can. Aggroed and Yabba aren't going to be copyright flag or whatever. They want people to build tools and websites and games and all sorts of things on top of it. But the people have an economic incentive to do so, and fresh cash, right? So we you mentioned the bull run. Where are we going to go? Well, if I'm sitting here on, sitting on $10 million worth of land, and I'm making $10,000 a day on that, right?
Hmm.
Well, that's a lot of play money for me to say, okay, how can I improve this area? How can I don't want to buy a Lambo. I don't want that. What I want to do is double down on this project that's delivering these returns, right? So again, bull. And so the amount that we're going to be able to build in the next bull run is insane, because every dot on this map is going to be owned by individuals or groups who all want this thing to succeed. And if they don't want it to succeed, they can just sell it to somebody who arrives and goes, hey, I've got a great idea. And he could be anybody with any set of skills. I'm enthused, because that I look at this and I think, when the next bull strikes and we've got people like myself who are getting thousands of dollars a day worth of vouchers and thousands of dollars a day worth of SPS and the like, well, that's if you roll that back into the game instead of just cashing it out, right? You just roll that back in. That's so good for the game, right? All that extra investment that's coming in. And it's not just about I'm going to buy more cards, but it will be I'm going to hire a coder. I'm going to buy a 3D printer so I can make these models, and then we'll hand paint them, and I'll start my YouTube series where I move them around the map or whatever it might be. That encourages that investment, that reinvestment back in the game.
All right, so yeah, the land, it's all pretty exciting stuff. And yeah, like you said, just this is like the tip of the iceberg to what's going to come from this. We haven't even envisioned yet. So exciting times. So, and actually thinking too, so this is episode 51, which means the next episode is episode 52.
Ooh.
52.
Wow.
52 weeks in a year.
Hey.
Our 1 year anniversary next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. If it was a
52
deck of
weeks.
cards, it would be very, very small by now. It would just be like 1 or 2 cards.
Yeah.
This is 52 cards in a pack.
That's right. Would be all out of cards by the next
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
It was.
I just thought, oh, wow, 52, that's a year, because it's a weekly podcast or weekly radio show, as Matt would say. But yeah,
How about we
52.
get George on?
Let's get George on.
Yeah.
So as our
Yeah.
HR manager, you want to reach out to George, Gio?
I sure will.
You can create.
I find myself wondering whether landholders are allowed to, add to the law, whether we are allowed to add to canon. For example,
I'm sure if you come up with a good enough idea, like
Yeah.
well, for example, because I got Region 37 and it's a forest, right? And the flesh golem backstory is that they live in the hollowed out roots of the elder tree.
I didn't know
This
that.
massive tree, and I'm like, well, okay, so mate, do you think if the elder tree is going to have a specific location, maybe have it in this big forest here that my region's in?
Yeah.
But even like on 36 there, I don't know if you can zoom in at all, Bob, but on 36, there's a straight out to the coast, there's this sort of an outcropping of like a thin, narrow outcropping of land, making like just directly under BRL, under the letters BRL. See that long, thin
that's
spit
maximum
there?
zoom on this map.
Yeah, that's fine. So I've got 36 there, but there's that long sort of bright green spit of land.
Yeah.
I thought, well, that's sheltered bay there. Because I'm 36, I'm really close to that. I'm going to nominate that's the clothing optional area, where the naturalists they can go there in that sheltered bay.
No
Just we'll put
pants
up some
Friday.
signs and exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's something that I can say. Well, I'm the region holder for that area. Then this is what's happening,
Throw
in
it
my
out
region.
Discord. Throw it out in the Discord. And let the seagulls go for it.
I find myself wondering, like, will there be official law, but then there'll be that fanfic, layer as well, where people just say, well, here's the stories about what's happened on my land. And I could almost see like a group storytelling project where everyone in a region contributes to a story about that happened in their region. So just another thing that's sort of popping up as we go along. But yeah, I would love to see the elder tree situated there in that big forest. It might be a jungle, I'm not sure, but yeah.
Well, you just got to say something 7 times and have enough people pick up on it, and it becomes fact.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That's
Sign me
where
up.
the world's tree should be there.
Just keep plugging it in Discord and just get some
Yeah.
people to, like, I'm not a huge fan of Discord. I've got my places like our special room in Team Australia and a couple of other places, but like, Gia loves like just like just watching, and we can't talk, but just watching the conversation in the Mav room and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Or,
Oh
like,
yeah. I'm
but-
peeled.
the last end of season when the chests didn't happen and the timer reset, like I said, what's going on? So what do? You jump onto Discord, and everyone's just like losing their shit. And I say I'm not a big one for Discord, but I put a couple of comments in, just
Oh,
like wit of the moment.
so funny.
That were
man.
well received. But yeah, I'm not a. I shared a couple of those with you. I think in the host lounge, the comments. But one that everyone loved, I said, was it was the EOS chest distributor, one of the layoffs. It's just like immediately like smiley faces, like all these faces.
The work experience kids in the back room there somewhere going, what do I do with all these chests? I've got a big pile of
Yeah. But the triage question, I won't go into the details, but that got a lot of
No.
love as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Did you see that one that I sent you?
I saw
You
it.
talking to me, Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't remember.
Okay, I dropped it in the host lounge. So someone was asking about triage, and they said, if you've got like two cards, and which one gets healed first? And so I chucked in, I said, only the one that's unvaxxed gets healed, because the vaxxed one's going to die anyway. I was surprised how much love it got. I was surprised how much love that comment got. No, and there was no negatives. No one like ripped into me for it. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I'd like to see with Discord is the emojis that we can use as reacts. I'd love to see, why don't we have all of the splinters icons? So if somebody says, "Oh, what's the best splinter for?"
You just reply with an emoji for Earth,
and people can just vote with the emojis of Earth or life or death or whatever, and also the different rule set icons, or even the abilities icons. So if somebody goes, "Oh, I'm really stuck with this anytime it's enraged, some guy plays Almo Cambio, and I can't ever hit him," right? So people just share true shot icons or sniper, icons to say this is the best way to do it.
This is the ability.
An earthquake. So you pull up the emojis, scroll down, hit snare, show snare, and then people are like, snare, what's that? Oh, that strips the wings. So like use it as an educational tool, but instead of just like walls of text, just have the splinters and the rule sets and the abilities there listed as emoji options.
That would be a chatter thing, wouldn't it?
I think so. Yeah. I'm not sure. He does marketing, so it's more external, bringing people in. But
but he'd have the know-how and shit to do that himself.
Well, yeah, probably, yeah. Well, I'm an admin. I don't know if I could add something like that, like more emojis.
But
maybe,
could you create the emoji though? That's
Yeah, well, it's just about stealing it off the website, right? I mean, the icons all exist. Just about importing them as emojis, but I wouldn't know how to do it.
Yeah. Reach out to Chatter. That's a great idea. Because like we've got some specific, like in our room on COVID, we've got like the guillotine and stuff like that. Like so it's easy enough to do. Yeah.
I think everyone's on holidays at the moment, Bob.
Yeah.
I mean,
the silly season, just a season to be
yeah.
silly.
I had to put in a ticket because I did a conversion from
token converter didn't work.
From Hive to DEC, and I still haven't received those 40,000 something.
You still haven't got that?
Yeah, I have to wait until someone responds back. So,
that was days ago.
Oh yeah.
Where were you doing it? Like,
I did it
on.
I was actually on the Splinterlands site under Dark Energy Crystals.
Okay, and you sent to Hive Engine?
No. I did it from within the game.
This
So-
one where you choose Hive. Can you guys see my screen at the moment?
Yep.
Yeah, where you choose Hive, and then you
Yep,
transfer your
yep.
Hive across that one.
Wow.
That's right.
I've
That's right.
never used that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
so
I,
if you
if I
got
was moving
liquid,
Hive in, I'd always go through tribal decks.
yeah, but if
and
you've
do
got
like top
liquid
pools.
Hive on peaked on Hive, yeah, you
Yeah,
just
that's
put it
what
in
I
there, it
did.
comes straight across from Hive. Yeah, I use that
Okay,
a bit.
interesting.
Yeah,
When it's working,
yeah,
obviously.
Yeah.
I've never
Anyway,
I've never had a problem with it. Yeah.
I'm sure it will get. They'll get around to it eventually. But so I'm not stressing. It's just like, damn, why me?
Yeah.
Why this time? Like I never do it. I hardly do it. Right. Anyhow, anywho,
Anywho,
why don't we? Anywho,
Battle.
why don't we?
you're gonna say battle,
Yes.
aren't you?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I'm always itching. I'm always
All
itching.
right. Okay.
I'll get my
So,
pewter.
all right.
Get
Well,
your
while
pewter.
Matt's doing that, I'll send you one, Gio.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
All right.
To Buffet. But yeah, man, there's so much fun at the moment, huh? Oh, so much.
All right. So it's
I
gold
I
with
hear it.
gladiators.
I don't
Yeah.
mind the FUD. I'm actually looking at maybe maxing out my Krallis that I've had at level 1 forever. Because the FUD means people just dump their cards. And I keep looking back at these cards that I've always thought, well, that's out of reach now. I'm thinking maybe it's not so out of reach. Like if I really scrape it together, some of these price declines are bringing them back into the realm of possibility. And especially with Cripple not being able to be cleansed anymore, cards with immunity, I think, are going to go really, really well because we got Dallin, the Cripple Summoner, and we got the Cripple rule set now.
Yeah.
And neither of them can be cleansed. You need immune cards, otherwise they're just going to get wrecked over time. So,
That's a fair
I'm
point.
looking at Krallis now and thinking, yeah, I could maybe justify maxing that out, even at like $600 or whatever it is, because it's not going down again. It won't get lower than this.
Actually, that reminds me
I
too.
don't
With
think so.
when you're mentioning cards, I've got another goblin physic for you. You keep saying Lord Agapanthus. Is that deliberate or?
That's deliberate. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's
Because I know
Agapanthus is
yeah.
Agapanthus is a type of flower, but it's I was pushing back against some more crass versions that people were saying, so I thought, well, let's have a nice floral alternative. And there's a radio host here in Adelaide, Peter Gers, who's been on the waves forever, and he talks about Agapanthus quite a lot. So
Because Agapa is also pagan Celtic for a feast, particularly at a festival. The feast at the end is called the Agapa.
Well, agape is it's a Greek version of love. I think they got eros and agape, and there's I think 4 different types of love that they break it down. But,
4 different types of love. Gotta love the Greeks.
Might be from the So we got a battle going on here, guys.
Yep.
Tell me, rule set, mana cap. What do we got?
Okay, I'll bring it up. It's probably the easiest way. All right. So we got no neutrals. We got 34 mana, and everything is available.
I thought I'd try something funky.
What's funky?
Oh, just my lineup. I just thought I'd try something a bit out there.
So you're going for the phase, and I got no magic, so that's a good step on my part.
Well, you do have magic. Your Quora's got magic.
Oh yes, of course.
She is brutal. Look, this is an RNG one, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's down to RNG. If Grund manages to clobber that Pellicor Conjurer,
speed of 7 though.
It's going to be
yeah. He might get lucky and get 1 hit, but I doubt he'll get 2 hits.
Yeah, but I mean, there's also that second, that flying goblin thing in second. That's what does it say, doing 4 melee damage, and I don't see any demoralize on on Geo's team, and just Quora is so strong. She doesn't have to worry about reflected damage because she's just going to heal herself up again. That Desert Dragon is going to be a problem, depending on where he goes. And again, that's RNG, right? So if he hammers the right spots over and over again, then it's going to be an easy win for Geo. But if your grunt hits that PC and the Desert Dragon's firing off all over the place, ineffectually, then I could easily see this be a win.
Do this prick here, Oshar. Look at it. He's got reach though, and you got him in the 3rd position. What's with that, Gio?
That's not reach.
Oh no, that's magic. That's blast
Reflection
reflect.
shield.
Sorry, yes, reflection shield. My bad. Yeah. I do love. I've got to get myself a Chaos Dragon. I can't believe you got yours to level 3.
Oh, is that what I was
Yeah,
thinking? I was
yeah.
thinking Desert Dragon, but yeah, Chaos Dragon's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have 2 tank heals as well. I don't know if that's going to be significant, but could be.
Yeah.
It all depends
Yeah.
on straight whether he takes him out or whether he misses. So yeah, RNG.
Exactly.
I worry that you're not doing enough damage to Grund, because if you don't hit Grund hard and fast, he's going to run away with it, right?
Mm,
Hitting twice
Got no heal,
with trample.
3, 4, 5, 6.
no tank heal.
Yeah, I'm only doing 6 damage. Yeah. All right. Well, why don't we play it?
Yeah.
If I'd thrown the Goblin Physic in there for some tank heal, might have helped. But I think that's going to be my downfall. If I lose this, my downfall will be no tank heal. But, yeah, let's see.
It does look like Geo spent a lot more mana than you, just looking at the teams.
I used all my mana.
Yeah, I don't know. I believe you.
But Grunt's not even going to get a go.
Yeah, well.
There's the resurrect.
Here we go. Miss. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I should have realized because
flying is too.
Yeah, my count's like hacked.
And now Quora is
RNG.
good, but she doesn't have the. She's not doing the damage output even if she hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as the smaller your team gets, the less it matters whether the Chaos Dragon fires, because he's going to hit juiciness anywhere.
I haven't hit. Oh, that just then. That was the first time I hit the Conjurer. Yeah. Well done, Gio.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Good work, Gio.
That's a funky team. I like it.
Yeah. All right, come on, Matt. Take him out.
I'll try. I will absolutely try. I had really happy to get a gold foil chimney wall stop.
Oh, nice.
Big fire guy with reach.
Yeah.
Fire melee with reach as a gladiator, and he helped me a lot in the last phrase too. So that was. I'm not going to say I personally dragged us into 2nd position. I may have dragged us down to 2nd position, but I didn't drag us up there.
Actually,
I got myself, because I've been doing I've been renting a lot of high mana Riftwatcher gold foils just to compete in these silver league, because it's silver league, which is great, but it's not. They're not silver league mana caps. There's so many 50 mana cap, unlimited mana, so many matches like that. I just needed. I've rented a few bigger ones, but you can't rent gladiators, so I was very glad to get him and do well.
I want to ask you too, Matt. So I generally avoid cards that don't do any damage, right? So like I'll crash here. And because gold foil had 2 of them, so level 4, here's my highest leveled Gladius card because of 2 gold foils. Speed of 7, like Gio just demonstrated, hard to hit, and also gives speed to the whole team. But I'm just not a fan of using cards that don't do damage. What's your view on that?
Well, cards that don't do damage don't get their comeuppance, right? So they don't get damage reflected back to them. They don't get magic reflected back, or range reflected back, or thorns, or retaliate. So if they're doing good things for your team, they can be the Pellicle Conjurer, right? He doesn't attack, but what did he just do? What did he just do?
That
right?
game, yeah,
exactly.
Beautiful card.
Did Gio look at him and go, "Oh, he doesn't have an attack. I'll just keep scrolling"? No, because he knew that there was a benefit to that.
Mhm.
I went to
and
with
so-
evasiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that guy there that you're talking about, he's a great card. And if, from what I understand, it came up in conversation when it first came out. From what I understand, even if the enemy card dies from thorns, that still counts as bloodlust because he killed that card.
Because otherwise,
So he has
especially
thorns.
Gladius, like then they do nothing. What's the point of bloodlust?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you were to play him in, say, a match where everybody gets magic reflect, then either magic reflect or thorns, anytime he kills somebody like that. So you put somebody behind him with, say, amplify and repair and heal, right? Then you're helping. Oh, it doesn't have any armor. Okay, but amplify and heal, right there. See, look, the longer he goes on, there he's getting range reflect.
Yeah.
So imagine him with range reflect, except he's in a match that does magic reflect as well. Now, think of him compared to, say, Lord Arianthus, right, where he's very rarely getting hit, but when he does, it always hurts them a lot. And if a few of them die, a few of their piddly, they start throwing ice pixies and stuff that just do a little bit of damage, but are mostly support, and they get killed,
Bloodlust.
right? Magic reflect, range reflect, thorns, then he gets faster too, to the point where he's just ridiculous, so fast nobody can hit him.
Yeah. And actually,
so
on that, he's actually speed 8 because the sprint's going to add 1 to him as well. So
let me just submit this team because otherwise Gio's going to beat me.
yeah, sorry, Gio, I tried, man. I tried, but he got onto it.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I just went with anything. Just thought I'd throw something in, see how we go. That's that.
That's the spirit. Yep, I'm done. So
That's
it's
the
13
spirit of
mana.
the forest.
13 mana, ranged can attack from first position is the rule set, and I think we're good to share. I'm submitted.
Awesome. You
I'm
took
submitted.
my low mana match. I'm glad. That means that the next one I might get some mana.
I will share screen.
We had like 3, I think it was 3, maybe 4 weeks in a row. All my games were like 12 or 13 mana. A little bigger,
Let
Gio,
me, yeah. I'll get to that right now. How's that?
and the rule sets.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Captain Katie.
I think you're in trouble
but
here, Gio.
I think so. I think so.
So Captain Katie doesn't have any snipe targets, so she's going to be going for my unicorn, but she's only doing damage of 3, which is what the unicorn will heal itself for, and that's the only damage that you're doing. It's the only output that you're doing. So I can just survive indefinitely, and my unicorn only has to hit occasionally. You're not healing your Pellicle Conjurer at all. He's got to hit to get Divine Shield. He's got to hit.
And also Katie's got the shield with Void from what's his name, Wraith. Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah. So I'm at the bottom.
Yeah. So you've Captain Katie is keep going to be taking out the shield.
Yeah, but only once. I don't have repair anywhere, so the shield's not going to come back. But it doesn't matter what he does. I mean, ironically, if he had a weaken here anywhere in his team, then my unicorn would be down to 8, right? And she might, if I missed a few times, she might actually end up killing it. But just looking at what I'm seeing here, I don't see any way that I lose this one.
I agree.
Well, let's play it.
Yeah.
Let's
I
play
agree.
it.
Yeah. This is a foregone. Sorry, Gio. You got no chance.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, if there was a bit of, if Captain Katie had a bit of stun or something, there's the trample.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Yeah. There you go. No, that's good.
We're correct.
Yeah.
We're correct.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. We got time left for one more. So me and you, I guess, Matt.
Yeah, let's do it. You send the invite.
Yeah.
Just going to take a screenshot of that battle history there, and we can put that at the bottom of the post somewhere with the green where it says Matt Clark in green, and then we'll put that in there, and then you can put it at the bottom of the.
I mean, how often is it like a foregone conclusion right from the beginning? Whereas that was a foregone
Yeah.
conclusion. Yeah.
Well, it's not as fun, I guess, but it is still kind of fun. I'll be honest.
Yeah. So
I'll
I
have
sent
to
you
look at it.
gold with gladiators.
All right, let's do it. Accept. It is heartbreaking to beat Captain Katie. Obviously, that's not why I got up out of bed this morning.
And that
I
is
didn't wake up
Catherine
thinking, oh, maybe
Janeway. I 100% swear by that. That is Catherine Janeway, Captain Katie. Wow, we've got
See, I was hoping,
52
I was
mana,
hoping Snipe
no
would actually
magic and
work.
opportunity.
50,
you were thinking
well,
it would work. Yeah.
yeah, that's all.
Okay.
52 mana is huge.
It is, especially with no magic.
Oh yeah. You're gonna go Possibilis. I can smell it on you. Yeah. Oh, I just know it. I just have this. This
Okay, I'm all
inkling.
submitted. I'm all submitted.
Yeah, I knew it.
Wow. Wow.
You got my number, Gio. You got my
Yeah,
number.
I do. I do.
Yeah.
I know how you like showcasing like the latest
Yeah.
summoner, so I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dazzle me, Bob.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying.
Want to walk away from here with my tail between my legs.
Give him the Razamadaz.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my lineup though.
Ooh,
It's going to be some fireworks.
invaluable. Ooh. Ooh. I don't think you're getting past the lineup, Bob.
All right, gone for something a little different. Gone for something
Okay.
a little different.
Good, good.
All right.
Different sometimes wins.
Yes. Just gonna bring it up to the right screen.
I'm waiting.
Okay, well, the wait is over.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Oh yeah, there we go. Oh shit. Oh no.
Oh, he's got his Rooney. He goes gold for a Rooney, Matt.
Oh wow. Ooh.
I thought I was being quite clever with my 2 opportunities, and I just wrote the whole rule set is opportunity.
Yeah.
So I read the rule set at the beginning, but once I start picking my cards, it just falls outside of my
Oh, good.
head.
Well, I did the same. I've been leaning on those two more and more. The Deplunker and Rooney.
Sea monster. Oh,
But
Rooney.
yeah,
I haven't come across.
I don't-
I've never come across a Rooney ever.
Same.
Oh, so your first one you've met in battle is a gold foil.
Yes.
I was pretty happy to mint him.
That was
Yeah, I
great.
Very
bet.
happy.
Yeah.
Very happy.
Alright.
And I got your gladiator there. I pulled a gold foil version of him,
Oh,
and so they go really nicely together in brawls. Kiyokis
foil.
was kind enough to delegate me a gold Possibilis, so that's
Hey.
a potent combo.
Yes. All right.
I'll just play it.
Yeah,
Oh.
we've got 2 minutes left on the clock, so. Oh, come on, take him out. Yes. All right.
Nah, but he
Oh,
revives.
no, he's come back. Oh, he's got
Bastard.
poisoned. He's poisoned. Yes.
I was hoping Relinor Cleaver would kill somebody.
Yeah, no
Yo,
cleavage.
Scorpio.
No cleavage
Oh,
for you.
no.
Kill somebody on the way out. That'll
Lurker.
make me really happy.
Oh, Coral Lurker nearly missed him. Oh, damn.
Oh, what's the mist? Come on. Frost Giant's there because he speeds up the whole team.
No.
Damn, damn. Double hit from the sea monster there.
Yeah. Trample's just
Oh,
resigned.
no, there goes my. That is. No, I can't get 12 on
Ah,
the sea
damn
monster
it.
with heal. It's all over.
Yeah.
That was so much closer than I thought it was going to be.
And
Admittedly,
Damn.
when I saw your curl lurker up the back there, I was like, I'm going to miss him a lot, and you're going to get a chance to do some damage.
yeah, but don't forget my count is actually dodgy with the RNG for miss. You got to remember that.
Of course, yes, yeah. I won't be too
Support
proud
are
of
getting
myself
so
this time.
sick of my tickets for RNG misses, I tell you.
So they just fixed it. It wouldn't.
That's probably
yeah.
why they haven't fixed Geo's token converter thing. All my support tickets for RNG misses.
It's because they're on holiday. It's because they're on fucking Christmas break already.
Yeah. Speaking of Christmas break, our next episode. So we must have started around Christmas time, Matt, because next episode is 52. 52 weeks is 1 year. Look forward to seeing you then. And yeah, thanks for joining us. See you next week. I'm Boba Fett.
Thank you.
Peace out.